Hi, this is a foreigner living in the Philippines. It seems to me that when we start heading out for our goals, when we start planning to make a new life, like here in the Philippines or in any country, then we have to start focusing on what we want. Now, how do we focus on what we want? Well, you have to have a clear goal. You have to have a clear way that you're going to go. And then every day you do something about that goal. Now, but how does the mind work on that? It seems like it's not easily explained. But what happens is that the mind is not the brain, the mind. You're not a brain, in my opinion. The mind is this complex machine which does what you want. How does it know what you want? It looks at what you are focusing on. That's why if you focus on the good will come about. If you focus on the bad, guess what? So, how can you see this? Instead of taking my word for it, how can you see this in action? Right. I don't suppose many people have thought about, say, a Moravian nose flute. But if you start to think about a Moravian nose flute, which you've never seen before, never heard of before, guess what? You'll find one advertised in the local paper on a cut price. And you'll find a Moravian nose flute band in the area. And then you'll walk out one day and there'll be a parade and everybody will be playing a Moravian nose flute. Alright, I'm exaggerating. Let's look at another more easily recognized example. So if you are thinking about buying a particular model of car, let's say a Volvo. You're thinking about a Volvo, and this is something that you've never really thought about before because you had, I don't know, other ideas about what a Volvo is. And then somebody says to you something about a Volvo which triggers your interest in it. I remember talking to a nurse in ER who said, I can always tell when injury victims have been in a crash in a Volvo because they don't suffer such great injuries. That got me thinking about a Volvo. So now suddenly I go from never seeing a Volvo to seeing them every single day. And then I see them and I see all the different models and I see, like, why is that happening? It's happening because this clever mind is actually fishing out of your environment all those things that you are focused on. It really is simple. If you express even to yourself the interest in, say, a Volvo, then the mind is listening. Now, I say that the mind is very clever, but it's almost like an idiot mind. Because the mind does not filter out the good stuff for you. It doesn't do what's good for you. It does what you want. So, if you're going around saying the wrong things, that's what you'll get. So let's say you go around, I knew a guy, his favorite saying was, people suck. Now, guess what his life was like? Right. People sucked. And why? Because it is as if the idiot part of that very clever mind has listened, has heard what he has said. This is his statement. This is based on his belief. So now, the mind goes out into the universe and it brings in all of those experiences which will confirm my friend's idea that people suck. It's as simple as that. The mind doesn't do what is good for you. It does what you want. That's why you have that saying, be careful what you wish for. Because if you start wishing for a particular thing and it isn't so good, you may still get it. And why? Because the mind is filtering out of all the billions of pieces of information that are coming in all the time. Everything, sight, sound, smell, experience, emotion, all the things you are interested in, people, faces, animals, the weather, where you live, all of these things are trying to get in and have your attention, and the mind just can't do it. So what it does is it says, I wonder what he's thinking of today. And if it is that people suck, then that's what you'll get. You make yourself a magnet for those things which you express an interest in. So, there's a couple of things that you need to be looking at. You need to be asking the right questions, right? There's no point in asking a question of, how come my life sucks? That's not a question. You have to ask, how can I make my life better? How can I make it even better? That's the kind of question that you need to do. What kind of thing should I be looking at? What is my interest? How can I be a magnet to all of the things which will bring me happiness? These are very general questions. You, as the pilot, as the navigator of your mind and your life, will decide which questions are the right ones for you. You will decide what you are interested in, and you will decide that the kind of magnet that you are going to be for the kind of experiences that will make your life wonderful. And it's as simple as that. It's not easy to do, but it's as simple as that. So, if you want your life to go better, start thinking better. If you want your life to be more positive, start thinking more positive things. If you want your life to be happy, start looking at how happy it actually is. If you want your life to be full of beautiful people, start looking at just how many beautiful people there are who are trying to get your attention. And there are many more than you think. Whenever I see a question that says, how can I be less isolated? How can I attract the people that I want? I say, what are you focusing on? And always, that person who asks that kind of lonely, desperate question is focusing on the wrong thing. So, it's up to you. If you want to know how negative or positive your focus is, ask yourself this: what kind of a life do you have? And if you have a life that sucks, guess what you're focusing on? And if you have a wonderful life, you're lucky and you have been doing a good job. This is a foreigner living in the Philippines. I hope this helped. Bye for now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you think that it might help someone to think better. Bye for now.